solid, nigga. These niggas solid, nigga. We kept it G. We traumatized about this shit, my nigga. For real, nigga, I really went through it. Nigga, you nigga better watch our mouth when y'all say a nigga name, cuz I was facing 20 plus or 20 plus another 20 plus life, nigga. Never told it, never folded, nigga. All my shit add up, nigga.
He's identifying the girl, and he's identifying that they're going to rob some niggas, and he identified the 2 niggas that got robbed and the one that got unalive. He's collaborating the police story. Plus plays. Nigga, argue with yourself.
Pooh Shiesty ran into Wack100 and checked him for calling him a snitch, and bro, this whole situation is absolutely insane. But let me tell you why this is way deeper than y'all think, and I'm about to expose some things that's gonna blow your mind. So check this out. Wack100 been going hard on Pooh Shiesty, claiming this man snitched, and y'all, when I tell you the streets been talking, the streets been talking. But here's where it gets crazy. Wack ain't talking about no regular snitching situation. Nah, bro, this is some next level indirect snitching that most people don't even understand. Let me break down exactly what case Wack100 is talking about, because this is where it gets insane. We talking about that shooting case where Pooh Shiesty and his crew allegedly went to meet some dudes to buy weed, codeine, and some sneakers. Yeah, you heard that right. They were supposed to be making a simple transaction, but things went left real quick. What if I told you that according to Wack100, Pooh Shiesty didn't directly tell on nobody, but his lawyer basically snitched for him? Bro, that's actually crazy when you think about it. See, what happened was the victims in this case told the police, "We ain't have no guns, we never owned no guns." But Pooh Shiesty's defense team, led by attorney Bradford Cohen, they went and told the court, nah, these victims did have guns and we can prove it. Y'all seeing where this is going? The lawyer literally said they found evidence that not only did the victims own guns, but they had a whole firearm box in the trunk with ammunition. And get this, because they proved the victims were lying about having weapons, that's what got Pooh Shiesty's sentence reduced from 10 years down to under 5 years. Now here's where Wack100 gets heated, and I mean heated. This man said, and I quote, "The street code says I can't tell the police or the DA that he pulled a gun on me first, even if he did. These are the rules of the streets. I didn't make this up, this was here before me." Bro, when Wack100 explains the street rules, he don't play. He said even if somebody pulls a gun on you first and you shoot them in self-defense, you cannot tell the police that information. You just gotta take your lick and fight the case without giving up any information to law enforcement. And that includes the police, DA, judge, DEA, FBI, anybody with a badge. But wait, it gets even crazier. Wack100 said that by Pooh Shiesty's lawyer telling the court that the victims had guns when they claimed they didn't, that's basically cooperating with the government. In the streets, that's considered snitching because you're giving law enforcement information about criminal activity, even if it's about the victims. Wack100 broke it down even further, saying, "If I go somewhere and I get into it with somebody and that person pulls a gun on me first and I happen to be able to get to my gun and shoot him and I get away and I get caught, the street code says I can't tell the police or the DA he pulled a gun on me first. I can't do that. These are the rules of the streets." So Bradford Cohen, Pooh Shiesty's lawyer, he gets wind of what Wack100 is saying, and this man decides to go on DJ Academics' stream to defend his client. But yo, this is where it gets wild. Instead of helping Pooh Shiesty, this lawyer basically confirmed everything Wack100 was saying. Cohen literally said on stream, "The paperwork that he's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and his crew, and that's why the guns came out. The victim said, 'I don't have a gun. I never owned a gun.' And through our investigation and evidence, we found not only did he own a gun, he had a firearm box in the trunk with ammunition." Bro! This lawyer just admitted that they told the court the victims were lying about not having weapons. And then he said, that's why, instead of getting 10 years, the judge gave him under 5 years for a shooting case. Wack100 heard this and went completely off. He said, "You just admitted that the victims told the police, 'Hey, we ain't had nothing,' but you're saying your defense was to tell the police they had guns. We can't do that. The streets don't tell the truth." But here's the most disrespectful part. Bradford Cohen called Wack100 whack and said he was very stupid and accused him of clout chasing. This man really thought he was going to embarrass Wack100 on the internet, but instead he just gave him all the ammunition he needed. Wack100 responded by saying, "You're calling me a snitch, and you're calling me stupid, and you just proved Ghost's point. You just gave the exposers all the ammunition they need." And bro, when Wack100 gets disrespected like that, he don't let it slide. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Wack100 mentioned that his team, especially someone called Ghost, has been leading the charge on exposing Pooh Shiesty. These are the people who've been digging up documents and sending Wack100 evidence about this case. Wack100 said, "Ghost is the exposure that has been leading you. He's been leading the way on this Pooh Shiesty situation." And apparently, Ghost and his team found documents that the lawyer was supposed to send to Wack100 11 months ago but never did. This is where it gets suspicious, y'all. Why didn't the lawyer send those documents when he promised he would? Was he trying to hide something? Wack100 said, "Now I see why he didn't send them after seeing what Ghost found." Now fast forward about a month later, and Pooh Shiesty decides he's had enough of these allegations. This man goes on Instagram and posts his own paperwork showing he was facing 60 years to life in federal court.
Solid, nigga. These niggas solid, nigga. We kept it G. We traumatized about this shit, my nigga. For real, nigga, I really went through it. Nigga, you nigga better watch our mouth when y'all say a nigga name, cuz I was facing 20 plus or 20 plus another 20 plus life, nigga. Never told it, never folded, nigga. All my shit add up, nigga.
And he beat that case with his 2 co-defendants without snitching on nobody. The paperwork showed it was a superseding indictment with like 4,000 pages, and Pooh Shiesty was basically saying, "Look, I faced all this time and never told on nobody. How y'all gonna say I'm a snitch?" But here's the thing that's got the streets confused. Wack100 claims that's a different case. He's saying the case where Pooh Shiesty allegedly snitched through his lawyer is separate from the federal case he posted about. And bro, if that's true, then Pooh Shiesty might be playing some serious chess moves to protect his image. Wack100 said, "I guarantee you he ain't show us the proffer. All I'm gonna show you like Max B. I don't give a damn about the 100 pages. All I care is it says right here that he cooperated with law enforcement. That's it, bro. I don't play these games." Y'all gotta understand something about Pooh Shiesty's background. His daddy is a known OG in the streets. We talking about a real street dude who raised his son with certain principles and codes. If Pooh Shiesty really did snitch, even indirectly through his lawyer, that would be a massive betrayal of everything his father taught him. Street OGs don't play when it comes to the no snitching rule. We've seen fathers disown their own sons for cooperating with law enforcement. The fact that Pooh Shiesty's dad is respected in the streets makes these allegations even more damaging to his reputation. Wack100 even mentioned that he knows Pooh Shiesty's father personally and has respect for him. He said, "I know his dad, I know people around him." This makes the situation even more complicated because Wack100 isn't just going after some random rapper. He's going after the son of someone he knows and respects. And here's what's really crazy. If this is true, Pooh Shiesty has been keeping this extremely low-key. Think about it. He's been maintaining his gangster rapper image, talking about street credibility and building his career on being authentic to the streets. But if he really did snitch through his lawyer, he's been living a lie this whole time. To show how serious he is about the no snitching rule, Wack100 told a story about when he was 13 to 14 years old fighting an attempted murder case. He said while he was already fighting that case, the police came and told him they arrested 3 adults who all said he did a murder that he had nothing to do with. Wack100 said, "You know what I told the police? I don't know what you talking about. Charge me, book me, send me back to my cell. And I was fighting a body that I had nothing to do with. Nothing to do with." Bro, this man was willing to fight a murder case as a teenager rather than give up any information to the police. That's the level of street code we talking about here. Wack100 said, "Could I have said no? Him, and him? Of course. But when you come into this life, you know the job is dangerous. So you take it, bro." Bro, if these allegations are true, this could destroy Pooh Shiesty's career. We talking about a rapper whose whole brand is built on being a real street dude. His music talks about shootouts, drug dealing, and living by the street code. But if he violated that same code by snitching, even indirectly, the streets might never forgive him. Look at what happened to other rappers who got caught up in snitching allegations. Their careers never recovered. The hip-hop community and the streets don't play when it comes to this stuff. Your credibility is everything in this game, and once you lose it, it's almost impossible to get back. The crazy part is that Pooh Shiesty has been building his reputation as someone who's really about that life. He talks about being in shootouts, moving weight, and living by street principles. But if he really did cooperate with law enforcement through his lawyer, then everything he's been rapping about becomes questionable. What's really interesting about this situation is how it highlights the conflict between legal strategy and street code. In the legal world, what Bradford Cohen did was probably considered good defense work. He found evidence that helped reduce his client's sentence. But in the streets, giving law enforcement any information that helps their case is considered snitching. This creates an impossible situation for rappers who get caught up in the system. Do you follow your lawyer's advice and potentially violate street code? Or do you stick to street principles and potentially get more time? It's a lose-lose situation that shows how complicated modern street politics have become. Wack100 addressed this by saying, "These street rules, they're irrational. Some of them don't make no sense, but this is what you signed up for when you want to be part of the streets. Certain things they say you can't do." Now here's the thing about Wack100. This man has been exposing people in the industry for years. He don't just make accusations without having some kind of evidence or inside information. When he goes after somebody, he usually has receipts to back it up. Wack100 said, "I'm only going off of respectfully what I'm reading. That's it. I'm not making nothing up. It's right there." He's claiming he has access to documents and information that prove his allegations about Pooh Shiesty. And get this, Wack100 even challenged people to sue him if his information is false. He said, "When you file a civil suit, they're gonna open up all the doors. So whatever you think you hiding, more gonna be exposed." Why these people ain't filing a lawsuit? That's a bag. You know why? Because soon as they sue, they're now obligated to show everything. This is a power move by Wack100 because he's basically saying, if I'm lying, take me to court and prove it. But the fact that nobody has sued him yet might suggest that there's some truth to what he's saying. DJ Academics has been caught in the middle of this whole situation, and it's been interesting to watch how he's handled it. When Bradford Cohen came on his stream to defend Pooh Shiesty, Academics was there when the lawyer basically admitted to everything Wack100 was saying. Later, when Wack100 called into Academics' stream, you could hear the respect in Academics' voice. He knows Wack100 don't play games when it comes to this street stuff, and he's seen him expose people before with receipts. Academics even said, "You're making sense today" to Wack100, which shows that even he recognizes the validity of what Wack100 is saying about the street code and how it applies to this situation. What's really crazy about this whole situation is how it reflects the current state of street politics in hip-hop. Wack100 has been saying for years that the streets is over because so many people are cooperating with law enforcement now. He told Academics, "Why you think they all telling now? How long I've been telling you the streets is over?" This suggests that what allegedly happened with Pooh Shiesty is part of a larger trend of people not following traditional street code. But here's the thing, even though the streets might be over in terms of people following the old rules, the perception of following those rules is still important for credibility in hip-hop. Fans in the culture still expect rappers to live by certain principles, even if those principles are becoming less common in reality. One of the most interesting parts of this whole situation is when people accused Wack100 of selective politicking, basically picking and choosing when to apply street rules based on whether he likes someone or not. Wack100 addressed this directly, saying, "I'm not selective politicking, I'm up in the air with it." He explained that he wanted to see statements from the victims to get the full picture before making a final judgment. But then he also said, "Now, if Pooh Shiesty would have been like a whack op, are you asking me would I be running it up and telling the people to figure it out? Most definitely." This admission shows that personal relationships do play a role in how he handles these situations. What's really crazy about this whole situation is how it shows the complexity of modern street politics. Back in the day, snitching was more straightforward. You either testified against somebody or you didn't. But now, with lawyers getting more creative with defense strategies, the lines are getting blurred. If Pooh Shiesty's lawyer really did tell the court that the victims had guns to help reduce his sentence, is that snitching? According to traditional street code, yes. But in the legal world, that's just good defense work. This creates a conflict between street rules and legal strategy that a lot of young rappers are struggling with. The situation also highlights how social media and the internet have changed how these beefs play out. Instead of everything happening behind closed doors, we got lawyers going on live streams, rappers posting paperwork on Instagram, and street politics being debated in real time online. Think about the psychological pressure Pooh Shiesty must be under right now. He's trying to maintain his street credibility while dealing with serious allegations from someone as respected as Wack100. He's probably getting pressure from his team, his family, and the streets to address this situation properly. The fact that he posted his federal case paperwork shows he's trying to control the narrative, but if Wack100 is right that it's a different case, then Pooh Shiesty might be in a no-win situation. He can't address the specific allegations without potentially incriminating himself further. Bro, this whole situation is absolutely insane. We got Pooh Shiesty trying to maintain his street credibility while dealing with serious allegations from Wack100. We got a lawyer who might have accidentally snitched on his own client's behalf. And we got the streets trying to figure out what's really true in all this chaos. If these allegations are true, Pooh Shiesty has been playing a dangerous game, keeping this information low-key while building his career on street authenticity. But the truth has a way of coming out, especially when you got people like Wack100 who don't let things slide. The real question is, will Pooh Shiesty be able to survive these allegations and maintain his career, or will this be the beginning of the end for his street credibility? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The streets are watching, and they don't forget. What makes this even more complicated is that we're living in a time where the old street rules are changing, but the expectations for rappers to follow those rules haven't changed. Pooh Shiesty is caught between two worlds. The legal world, where his lawyer's strategy was probably smart, and the street world, where that same strategy is considered snitching. And that's the breakdown on this absolutely crazy situation. If you learned something new about this whole Pooh Shiesty and Wack100 beef, you gotta hit that like button and let me know in the comments what y'all think about all this. Are these allegations true, or is Wack100 just trying to destroy Pooh Shiesty's reputation? I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.